Tate McRae, nostalgia. Let's talk about it.
At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a brand new episode for you, and this is the final track review from the Tate McRae album review we're doing. And then, guys, this is 2 episodes a day. I mean, not a day, sometimes we do 1 or 2, but the second episode is already up, and that's going to be a Tate McRae album review, which that's going to be up next. So make sure you check that out next. Guys, I am so excited to finally, I'm a little bittersweet. I don't want to end, talking about Tate McRae, but, we have to move on. We got to move on to other things. So, guys, we're ending off this little review-thon with Tate McRae Nostalgia review. I wrote a review for it. This is the final track off the album. I thought, you know what? It's the final track off the album. Let's do a review of it. Let's see if it holds up as a song of its own. The problem with, sometimes with songs that are the end of the album, they might not be the best songs by themselves. They might be one of those songs where you go, okay, that was alright, and you never listen to it again. That's a problem with songs that go at the end of albums. It's like the beginning song of the album too, the intro. Sometimes the intro is, a song that cannot be played on its own. Sometimes it has a transition, and, it just doesn't hit the same when you listen to the song by itself. It's kind of like the end of the album. Now, here's the thing about the end of the album, though, is
in a way, it ends where it begins.
Very insightful.
Thank you for sharing this Red Baron with us, Linda. It's so tasty, it makes me want to share something of my own. I didn't actually read the book.
Me neither.
I watched the movie last night.
I judged it by its cover.
I haven't read a book since middle school.
I'm secretly seeing 2 other book clubs.
And I can't even read.
I'm not really Gary. He just paid me to be here. Sharing Red Baron pizza can lead to more sharing.
What if an appliance emergency didn't have to be? If your appliances suddenly decided they were done, don't stress. Best Buy has you covered with a wide variety of major appliances from trusted brands, in stock and available now. So you don't have to worry about laundry piling up, refilling the fridge, or that big dinner party you're hosting. Because Best Buy has the knowledge and expertise to get you the right appliance for your home. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
I do like how Tate McRae has kind of signified that this is the end of the album. Nostalgia is the end of the album. Too many albums I listen to these days don't even have a structure, don't even have an end. And, like the only example of, people ending actual albums is like The Weeknd. The Weeknd can end an album, and, there's like a storyline, this whole story we were following, and then it ends at the end, That's cool. That's cool. Tate McRae is kind of doing a similar thing here. This whole album's like a story, I guess you could say. I mean, I didn't really get that far, but I do know Nostalgia's supposed to be like this ending track, Nostalgia's supposed to be, you've been doing everything crazy. You've been going, doing crazy shit. Now it's time to sit down and, think about your life. Think about nostalgia, where you been at. So, I wrote a review for this. Let's not waste any time, guys. Let's get started. Tate McRae Nostalgia. Let's start off with the instrumental. Guys, the instrumental is just kind of simple. Nothing I'm really enjoying here. The instrumental is that simple, kind of a Taylor Swift acoustic guitar. And that's kind of it. That's kind of all we're getting from Nostalgia. It's that typical, Taylor Swift acoustic guitar. Like, these two things really combine together. I know other pop artists do the acoustic guitar instrumental and they be singing. but I'm going to say Taylor Swift does it the best. So I'm always going to put Taylor Swift above that, like, sound, because Taylor Swift does it the best. And I'm not really enjoying the instrumental here. It's just a little too simple, you know, and it's just the Taylor Swift acoustic guitar, and it's just, that's kind of it, you know. And for being the last song of the album, the instrumental is definitely lacking here. And I understand. I guess I understand to a point, you know. Every other track has had so many beat switches, had so many flow or vocal switches, you know. Let's calm it down a little bit on nostalgia. But I think nostalgia could be even a better song if we do have a slight switch up. Or, you know, not even, you know, have really a switch up. Let's not change the acoustic guitar. Maybe let's have a guitar solo. Maybe let's let the guitar actually be like a main, like, character of the song if we're going to make just this instrumental just be it, you know. Maybe more background vocals to really help out this instrumental. You know, there's just some things that I look at this and I go, it's a little lacking here. I wish the ending of the album had, you know, as this much love and care as, like, all the...
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
REI Co-op presents a mini mindfulness break. Take a deep breath in. Picture yourself on a mountain. As you hold your breath, look down at your skis, freshly waxed thanks to your REI membership, carving through powder like a knife to warm butter. Breathe out slowly. Let the air leave your lungs, like you'd leave your local co-op with all the gear, clothing, classes, and advice you could hope for. Make time to opt outside. REI.com.
Other tracks have had. So I do wish that the instrumental had more to it. It's just kind of, I'm just not really feeling it instrumental wise. So I'm going to say this, the instrumental is just kind of okay. It's simple, but nothing that I'm really enjoying here. And I would rather listen to a Taylor Swift song, you know, if I'm going to listen to this type of song. Now, let's move on, though, to my next point, which is the beginning verse. The beginning verse was nice. I like the vocals here. But honestly, guys, I think the beginning verse is definitely missing something. You know, whether that's background vocals to really help it out, whether that's, you know, maybe switch it up a little bit vocally. I mean, we get that vocal switch up at the hook, but I wish we would have got one of those at the verse, too. Because it just makes the song a lot better, in my opinion. It would have. And it's just one of those things where I go, the verse is nice, but that's, you know, it's just nice. You know, there's nothing that I'm going, ooh, you know, this is great. I wish we could have got more from the, I honestly, you know, what would have helped this verse out is when we got it more from the hook, you know, more harmonizing vocals. I think it's just a simple verse. I think it works all right here. Just the beginning verse, too. And also another point, too. You know, the beginning verse is so short. And I don't know, guys, I really try to, you know, understand sometimes. You know, you gotta have a TikTok song, I guess you could say. But I just feel like this verse is short. I just don't feel like this verse was given that much love and care on this verse. I'm just gonna be real. Now, the hook. Let's talk about the hook. Now, this is where I do like the song. This is where I am enjoying the song. You know, instrumental is one thing. You know, the instrumental is just okay. The hook is pretty nice. Like,
Can you feel it in the air? That sudden shift of mood? It's the perfect time to shed the winter blues and experience the revitalizing qualities of driving a Lincoln. It starts with the Lincoln Spring Sales Event. So step outside and visit your local Lincoln retailer or Lincoln.com for some seriously mood-enhancing offers on current and past Lincoln models. Your transformation awaits. Learn more at Lincoln.com.
I'm going to say this, guys. The hook is absolutely just fire. I do like the singing. I like how the background vocals come in. Those powerful vocals, too. We get a bit of a vocal switch up and those powerful vocals start seeping in. It just makes the hook addicting and really nice to listen to. I'm going to say this. Even though the even though the instrumental and, the first verse is definitely lacking something, I don't think this hook is not lacking anything. I think this hook is really fire. And, it kind of reads to me is that, the hook was really given the love and care here. And the verses were kind of the afterthought, which is, fine. It's fine. I mean, it's fine for this song, for being at the end of the album. I just wish there was a little bit more. Now, we'll move on to the second verse, too. Now, look, this is where I'm like, ooh, all right, I wish we would have got a switch up. The second verse is just okay. It's a little too samey as the first. And that's one of my complaints about pop songs these days, is that, sometimes when I'm listening to a pop song, I'm reviewing a pop song, the first verse is, all right, this is nice. The hook, ooh, okay, this hook is good. And then the second verse is just the same as the first verse. And then the hook just gets, placed back. And, and that's the thing, too. This hook is, like, copied and pasted. It does feel like, a couple of 2 times at the end of the song. And there is a bridge at the end, stuff like that. But actually, there's not a bridge. The song just kind of ends. I just wish that we would have got a little bit more. Maybe the guitar had a little bit of a switch up. Like, I just wish there was something to really grab you in. The second verse.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV Insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV Insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
This is not doing it for me. I just wish there maybe was a flow switch, a vocal switch, and maybe not a flow switch. I mean, are you really flow switching on a fucking acoustic guitar instrumental? Let's just be fucking real. But a vocal switch would be nice. The second verse just feels a little too copy and paste, in my opinion. Guys, when we talk about this song, this is just an okay song. Not one I would come back to, but,
This episode is brought to you by Global X. Since 2008, Global X ETFs has been committed to empowering investors with unexplored, intelligent solutions. Global X specializes in exchange-traded funds that offer exposure to the artificial intelligence ecosystem, including themes like data centers, robotics, semiconductors, and cloud computing. To learn more about Global X's entire suite of ETFs, from covered calls, fixed income, emerging markets, and more, visit globalxetfs.com.
If you take pride in protecting your own, this is for you. Because in a crisis, your family will depend on you to be ready. Relying on others is not an option. That's why the USCCA is offering free classes on the latest home and self-defense strategies. Taught by expert instructors, you'll gain or improve on the critical skills needed to protect your loved ones when it matters most. Register now at protectprovide.com before spots fill up. That's protectprovide.com.
If we want to talk about the album, just real quick, I mean, the next episode is my album review. I do think this is a nice track for the end of the album. I think this is a nice track to end the album. But on a song of its own, a song that I want to play again, I don't want to play this again. But, hey, it's a fine ending. It's a fine ending to end the album off, and I'm going to give this song a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, what'd y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow. Turn on notifications. I'm dropping new content every single day. And the second episode is up. A Tate McRae album review. Go check that out. I'll say later. You have a good one. Bye.